Now we're going to get to that question.
Yeah,
it was a follow-up.
what you got?
Capo, it was about Vince Russo.
Ooh.
So after hearing that about Vince Russo, what are Goldilocks' thoughts on Russo after hearing his reputation before meeting with him and then after working with him?
So I never knew Vince's reputation. I just met him at the asylum. The story that I tell is I had this beautiful rescue cat, and it was in Los Angeles, living in Beverly Hills. And I just remember that I was doing a pay-per-view that day, and I was so stressed out because it was just anything Wild Wild West went. And I just remember the border was trying to call me throughout the day, but I was doing live TV, and finally the last voicemail that I had was, we couldn't get a hold of you. We didn't know if you had the authorization to take your vet to urgent care. Your cat is deceased. So you can imagine this beautiful cat, I love my life, and I was hysterical. And I just remember Vince Russo getting down on 2 knees in one of those back shitty asylum locker rooms, holding my hands, and one hand was held and the other was on my back, and he was like, look at you, don't cry. We'll take her to Hooters. We'll take her to Hooters. So that was Vince's way of fixing everything, was he was going to take me to Hooters. But Vince and all the boys took me out and just tried to let me cry and do what girls or anybody does when they lose a loved one like that. And that's my first real run-in with Vince Russo. He did ask me to take my shirt off.
Hard left, by the way.
Yeah.
That segue.
Yeah, it was like he did say, and
Sweet moment.
will you take your shirt off for this bit? And I said, no, hell no. He's like, okay.
Oh, that's why. Oh, what's your
That's
lollipop?
That's
Right?
fine. See, I was asked first, and I said no. And he's like, okay. So you'll be tossed around, and your shirt will open up, and your bra. And I'm like, I'm not doing any tits. I'm not doing any bras. I sang and I did interviews. No. So they found somebody else to do it, and somebody else did it. And after standing up to Vince that day and just saying no, and I could have gotten fired because I did get fired later on for saying no to something. So anyways, me and Vince became really good friends, and he wrote in a lot of really creative segments. Jeff always worked with me on any ideas that I had. I don't think there was one idea that I brought to creative that they said no to. Everything was a green light and a yes. And they took that idea, and they made it into something amazing, and all the different characters that I played and all that. That was me coming up with stuff saying, can we try this? And they were like, absolutely. They were the most brilliant, amazing people to work with. Years later, even after TNA, Vince called and said, I'm doing a Howard Stern type show, a bucket full of chicken necks. You'll be like my Robin. I did that for 5 or 6 years. And then he gave me my own show on there's 2 different networks. One was the Realm Network, and the other was Channel Attitude. That was the one that I left on. So Vince has been a really great friend. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have different stories, but here's the thing. You can hear anything that you want about somebody. I always believe that you should just give people a chance to prove themselves to you and see who they are to you, because who you were a year ago might not be, pretty sure it's not the person that you are today. And I'm sure not that same person I was when I was hired with TNA. I was arrogant and a bitch and thought I was better than everybody. And then life comes down on you hard, and I had some things happen, and now I see things a different way, and I'm grateful for all the shit that hit the fan. Because that puts you in a different perspective and helps you become a better person. So Vince has been only the greatest friend to me. And when people say shit about him, they don't know what's going on with ratings. They haven't been in charge of a wrestling network or promotion, or you try it. It's really hard. Like, I'm really impressed tonight at the way Nick is handling his business. You guys can't all see that, but in a very neat hotel suite, everything is very, very organized so that your orders are protected and they're not confused, and it's really well run. So thanks for supporting us. He's a great guy. I just met him. He's awesome.
Thank you, Goldy. And by the way, low key, amazing Vince Russo impression. The way you changed
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll get you some Hooters.